just want to thank everybody for coming out to the second Sudbury Local World Public Union meeting. The reason why we're here today is for basic reasons. We all want a better world. We all want to live in a better society, in a better community, and we all realize that you can't do that by talking about it, but you need to do something physical about it. You need to get involved in your local level to make a difference, even in the world, you know what I mean? You have to make change on a local level, and that's where it starts. That's why the World Public Union started, and there's unions available all over, Canada, the United States, Sweden. We have some in Africa. All over the world, there's unions started already for anybody who's interested in doing what we're doing here, gathering as a community who have like-minded concerns about the well-being of humanity and the continuance of survival on the planet. We all know that we're living in a pretty dangerous time where the environmental problems are starting to take risk on our personal health, and it's really important that we all discuss these things and research these things, and make it really important to become aware of these issues, because if you're not aware of them, you can't make changes. You can't do anything about it. So there's different people that gathered here today for the same purpose. We have some members representing the Zeitgeist movement here. We have some members who are trying to get fluoride taken out of our drinking water because that's a concern for the public health here in Sudbury. We have a petition that was just signed by every member here, or most of them anyways. So that's one way that we're getting active here in Sudbury, and we're encouraging all locals to do this. If you live in Nebraska, if you live in India, if you live in Sweden, and you're concerned about these things, you should be doing the same thing that we're doing here, and just organizing all local social groups to discuss the well-being of humanity and all other issues like that. There's ways you could do this, you know what I mean, by educating each other. There is an extensive Facebook network now online for anybody who uses that website to communicate with each other. There's relevant news stories, posts on spirituality, science, the continuance of survival, and solutions, scientific methods to clean the air, clean water. These things should be implemented and should be discussed and considered in order for us to continue living as a species, as a human species, because we all know that the endangered species list is increasing rapidly, and we don't want to become part of that list. We don't want to become part of that, and the only way to change that is by working together for better differences. It's encouraged that everybody gets together here and voice their own opinion. If you have something to say, then please take the stage here and let us know what you're thinking, your ideas, how you think we can change and make a difference. Any ideas and suggestions for the online grouping, the online discussion groups, anything like that can be presented. But it's really encouraged that you go check out Facebook and look for a union near you, just so that you can get educated on what's happening and the issues that are concerning us. The World Public Union is a non-violent, peaceful movement. We do understand that with the Rex 84 bill and a lot of the movements that the governments are making to make protesting illegal, you know what I mean? They're trying to make it illegal for us to protest or do anything like we're doing here, like physical gathering in a group to discuss these things. So that's another reason why we think it's important that we start acting now rather than later, before it's too late and we don't have the freedom of speech that we are entitled by the founders of our countries. If anybody else would like to take the stage here, you know what I mean, and discuss things, I just wanted to let you guys know what the World Public Union is. It's not a Facebook group, it is a physical entity in your community, and it's up to you to make it happen. All we did, there's no leader here, it's just an idea that I had myself, and I shot it to a couple buddies, and we decided to develop it, and it's just blossomed into this flower of life. And that's what we're asking everybody to do in their community, is plant that seed and give it the love and the life it needs so that it can continue to grow and make a better difference in your community. I guess David would like to talk about some things here, so I'm going to invite David up here. And if anybody else has anything to say, it's your voice. You know what I mean? Raise your voice for sure.
We can arrange all of that through Facebook, our times and meetings and stuff like that, so we'll not talk about that here right now. But what I did want to talk about is doing stuff in the real world, in the physical world, off of the internet. And today, what we were talking about was we wanted to rent the theater at Rainbow Center, which is just across the road here, and show some uncommon information. And something you're never going to see on regular TV, nothing that's ever going to be on the news, but something that we need to know. And there is a lot of uncommon information videos out there of all kinds. As a matter of fact, one of those uncommon videos, information about our world that I saw that really just transformed my life was one that was called Run from the Cure. And it was a fellow named Rick Simpson, and he showed how he was curing cancer and other diseases as well. And I thought, wow, how come we aren't using this? You know, these are real things that happen. And when I got ill, I cured myself. Didn't have to go to the modern medical societies and our modern medical system, which had already told me there was nothing they could do. So these are very important videos. They can save people's lives and make their lives better. The one that woke me up the most was a Zeitgeist movie that showed me, while it might not have been all 100% correct, the observations in it were 100% correct. I mean, I could tell that by the results, by what I see in our world, by my own personal experiences throughout my life. So and so many people have told me, I don't want to watch this or I don't want to watch that because I know that guy that's presenting it and I know what he's about. And I said, well, you give too much power to the messenger and you don't understand the message. You don't need to be afraid of a message just because you don't like a person or that you feel that you've got an opinion about that person. You can listen to what they have to say and analyze the message. Does that make sense? Does this work? I don't care if it's Adolf Hitler telling me this. It doesn't make sense. And I'm not afraid of Adolf Hitler because he's dead. But anyways, it was, that's for you, Mark. But what I'd like to do is get right down to the fact that we can rent this theater, we can then promote some sort of uncommon information that we think that people may benefit from, and allow them to make better decisions, about how to act. And one of my favorites was the Zeitgeist, and Bruce Lipton. This guy is amazing because I'm a science guy. He's, microcellular biologist, and I understood what he said clear as day. But I also knew it in my head and in my heart, meaning I could understand it. I could understand that what he was saying was absolutely the case because I could go within myself and feel it and know it. I can think to a conclusion like he did. And he did experiments that proved it. That's something I couldn't do. But I can understand the experiments he did, I understand that he proved it, and I love that. And I wish everybody could see that and understand that, and then know what they are. And that's a sentient being, and what that means. And so there are many other videos out there too as well, like there's a Dr. Robert Sapolsky. And I love his day class address for the graduating class, I think of 2008, which was amazing to me, inspiring and really enlightening. And then there's the long videos that are, they try to show us the whole picture from the beginning to the end. And now, so many people say that a lot of the posts on the websites are negative. Why? Why are they negative? What makes them negative?
Perception.
I mean, by that, if you see a problem, is that negative? I mean, really, can you be... my buddy Al said this to me one time. He says, it's like people are walking down a set of railroad tracks, and they're afraid to look back in case a train's coming. But you know what? It doesn't matter if they look back or not. If a train's coming, they're still dead. If they do look back and see the problem coming at them, they might be able to jump out of the way. So, I can see nothing but positive from discussing problems, because That's the only way you're going to lead to the most positive thing, which is solution of said problem. And if you can't see that, then you might be trying to think positively. Like things aren't coming, like that train's not coming. You could think positively if you want. But I don't think that's going to help you solve the problem. It's not going to give you the chance to jump out of the way either. You're going to just be taken down. That's it. If we cannot find the courage to face the problems, the serious problems that we face, then maybe we don't deserve to survive. Because it's going to take courage. And it's going to take real physical action doing non-violent, of course. Everybody should understand that by now, that doesn't work. And we don't need to. But I mean, we can go and rent movie theaters and show some of this most essential information I think every human being should have access to, where they're not having access to it because of the gatekeepers, I mean the editors at our TV stations and on our newspapers, and now they want to get rid of net neutrality. They want to start filtering it out of the internet, for crying out loud, because it's so powerful, information. Information is so powerful. And right now, all we have in our mainstream is managed information. It isn't even real. It's presented in a specific way so as to instill a specific view, which isn't even real. Views aren't real. Opinions are not real. Opinions are only what we think. And if all of us started questioning ourselves first, and the first question is what I think true? And whatever the answer is, the next question is, how do I know? How do I know? And if you can't answer that second one, it doesn't matter what the first answer was. You just don't know. And that's it. So don't think you have to know. You don't have to know everything. You just have to understand the basics of what sustains us. We have a shared space that we all share here. And that's what's real. And we all need the same things to fuel our bodies and to, live in this world. One of them happens to be fellowship, friends, relationships, creating bonds. All of that is also required for us. Okay, now that's not more important, though, than the physical requirements of what sustains our bodies. And some people don't want to lose friends by challenging the status quo, and they're being told, they lose that relationship, they lose that bond that they had because they didn't conform. That's part of the punishment that many people can experience when they do start seeing the reality of our world and the unsustainability of it and the cruelty and all of the other insanities. And they can really truly see that all the incentives in our world are backwards. They're not to promote the best. They're not. I mean, I can't believe it. If it wasn't so profitable to destroy our environment, it wouldn't get destroyed. So it's but we're in it. And we've got to still live within it. I'm not telling anybody that, hey, don't go and get a job and earn a living or any of that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that while you do that, spend some time trying to make it better, trying to make a better world. And actually, we have to get to a certain level before we can even make it better. We have to save it by creating a sustainable world. After that, we can work at getting it better. Because if it's not sustainable, what we do is not sustainable, then what does it matter? It's got to be sustainable. We can't do this on the... We need to be good stewards of this world for the next generation. We shouldn't be driving this planet like it's a rental car. We're not going to have to pay for it. It's somebody else's wear and tear. It is. It's the future. It's our kids. If anybody cares about them, then that's what you should be caring about. So, I want to show the movie Zeitgeist moving forward. I haven't had the opportunity to see it all completely yet, right from the front to the back. But I did see it. I did see the front down in Barrie with Mike at one of the showings when it was first released. Oh no, I saw the back. I saw the end because we were late. And I saw the beginning at Al's, so I did see the whole thing in two different sittings. And it's 3 hours long or so, so it was probably better that way. did see it. I did see the front down in Barrie with Mike at one of the showings when it was first released. No, I saw the back. I saw the end because we were late. And I saw the beginning at Al's, so I did see the whole thing in two different sittings. And you know, it's 3 hours long or so it was probably better that way. But to see the end of the movie, before seeing the beginning of the movie, wow. I mean, I was just trying to imagine what they would be doing at the front to get to where they were at the end. And what a story. What a story. It's an amazing story. It just took my breath away. Because anybody who can focus long enough to think about the ideas, and you got to be quick because it just keeps going. The ideas are just one after the other after the other. You can tell that the people who created this documentary or this film had a clear understanding of what message they wanted to send the world. And now I'm not saying that it was 100% perfect in every way, shape, or form. I mean, I would have added maybe a couple of other little things. I'm sure anybody else who's seen it would have wanted to see a couple of things. And there are a couple of things I questioned. I questioned. But that's okay. Because it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It just has to create a better world, one that's sustainable. And it could. This is just one way that we could. This is like a little bit of a roadmap. We can take any road we want. But as long as we get to the sustainability. And I would like to add to it, rather than just sustainability, if we're going to get to sustainability, let's create a just world too. Let's have some justice, you know? And let's have some, I mean, if we had a sustainable world, I think we'd have health too. That'd be pretty healthy. And that's all that we really want to accomplish here. With the World Public Union, with the I believe the Zeitgeist movement, there's a transition network, there is all kinds of other groups out there that I've seen. What's that?
We Are Truth, 9/11.
Yeah, We Are Truth. There are
Local Truth.
all kinds of movements out there. And then in the local sense right here, okay, we have the World Public Union, and the World Public Union is here to unite all social networks. But that means that the members of the World Public Union would need to go and attend their meetings, like the ones that are coming up here. We have Sudbury Against War and Occupation. We have Justice for John Moore. We have
Canadian Action Network.
the Canadian Action Network.
Petition for the Rainbow.
For the what?
For the Rainbow Cinema.
Oh, what's this one
I
here?
think we should, I just wrote it down, but I think
Oh,
we should
petition.
start a petition for the Rainbow Center.
What would it say?
Getting the Rainbow Center rented.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you what.
Movies like,
I-
for example,
I get-
Freedom Movie 2, Zeitgeist, The
Yeah.
Beautiful Truth.
Yeah, that's a
Are
good
all
one.
good ones.
That's a good one. That's a good
And
one.
Freedom Movie 2.
Okay, well,
Those are the
Mike,
ones on the top of my head.
Mike went and talked to the manager, and we can rent this, okay? And then afterwards, the big job after we commit to showing a movie, whatever it may be, okay? And we could do a couple of them too. We were talking about renting it for 3 hours, okay? But I mean, I know that the Zeitgeist movie is a long movie, and the thing we can do with the Zeitgeist is, I think, because I saw it in 2 parts, I think we could even show it in 2 parts. I really do. No, I think that we can show it at 1 part, the first part of it, okay? Which is where they describe the problems and, you know, present the stage as to why we need to change. And then they present in the second half the solution that they see, which is plausible, possible. So why wouldn't we not maybe want to take advantage of, for example, we're going to promote something. We were thinking about doing it on March 19th, Mike? Was that a Saturday? And we were thinking about doing it on March 19th, okay? And so if we showed just the first half of the Zeitgeist, then it would give us enough time to show some other videos as well. And then at the end, tell everybody, come back in 2 weeks, we'll show you the end. Or, you know, you can go online and join the union and we will, you know, it'll be up there. All that kind of stuff. So we you know, as a salesman who sold medical equipment for his life, I know that there's setting the stage. And I think that when somebody sees the first part, if that doesn't move them to see the second part, then the second part's not going to move them. So, but what we can do then is when we show the zeitgeist moving forward, and then we could show something like Oh Canada, which is this young guy showing people where money comes from, because hey, if they don't care about creating a better world, they might care about money. So let's show them something about money. Okay?
Exactly.
I think that's a good idea. We can even start by showing them something about money. That might even get their attention. So if we could even advertise this as something about money. At Rainbow Field, something about money. We could do that, couldn't we?
Trick them into caring.
No, well, there's no tricking, there's only understanding. So I don't know. You guys think that that might be a good way to approach
I
this?
think
Or?
that's a really good advertisement.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you.
I think we should watch Zeitgeist though. Moving forward is an excellent movie.
We are,
and
we are,
every,
we are.
Every
We are.
sentient human being should watch that
Absolutely.
movie. Like, straight up.
Absolutely. But like I said though, if they don't get it in the first half, they ain't gonna get it in the second. Okay, so we can use this to our advantage so that we can diversify our message. You know, and diversifying the message means we get to a wider audience. And then there was a nice little video about one of Canada's defense ministers, which might be pretty interesting for people to see, which we can show as well. And it's how long? Not very long, eh?
Probably about 25 minutes.
20, 25 minutes. And the old Canada one, I don't think it's very long either. Anybody know how long that?
I think it's pretty long. An hour, isn't it?
Those are like,
2 hours.
yeah,
No, no, not old Canada. I was just watching it before I came here, and it looked like the bar went pretty far, but then Al was late.
More than one.
It is, eh? Well, anyway, we can actually, you know, I don't know how much, I don't know how long it is. To me, it didn't seem like it was that long, but maybe because I was interested in where money comes from. That might have been
Ron Paul, or
Yeah.
his name there.
Yeah.
The old prime minister, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
That's in there. But yeah, he doesn't like to tell where money comes from. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Paul
And
Martin.
We should definitely have that.
Paul Martin.
Paul Martin, that's right. That's exactly right. Now, is anybody okay with doing these kind of things? Because we do need to make a decision about how we're going to approach this, why we would do it this way. You got a great advertising thing. It's about money. It's not about the economy. It's about money, stupid, or something like that. Wasn't it Reagan that said it's about the economy? Or no? Who said that? It's the economy, stupid, or something like that? Oh wait, I think that was Clinton. I think that was Bill Clinton. But anyways, it is about money. But what we're doing is what we want to expose is about money.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yes, that it is a Ponzi scheme. Yeah,
It's based on debt.
100%.
Continuous growth of debt.
And you can never, and that's really well explained in the zeitgeist moving forward.
What you guys are doing.
That, even the first one, yeah, it really did. It really
A long
did.
time ago, they used to tax us. No taxes no more. That was just plain stealing from us.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And you know, we do want to do our share. You know, I mean, we're all entitled to our fair share of the resources of this planet, and the key word is fair share. You know, I mean, for anybody to want to be like a Bill Gates, to me, they don't understand what that means, because Bill Gates could end hunger in Africa, and to not do that, I can't imagine. If I had the ability, if I could snap my fingers like that, I would do it. And he doesn't. And it's not because he can't, or he doesn't know how. Because I know how, and I'm not Bill Gates. You know, it's not that hard. So when you have that kind of resources, you know, so.
Those of us that would change that, they don't let us make money.
Well, no, it's not about letting us. It's just that you have to be very heartless. You have to be very conniving, and you definitely have to want to profit from other people.
Business laws?
Profit. See, it's not a fair exchange when somebody has so much for what they do. They're profiting from a lot of people. And some people think they deserve it. Well, I guess if you live in this world the way it is, yes. But I mean, it's not sustainable and it doesn't create a better world in any way, shape, or form. It promotes incentive not to educate the populace because it is through ignorance that we are profited from. So make sure you're not profited from. And then you get a fair exchange. You know, and that's hard to do in this world because it's very, it's all hidden, and not only is it hidden, but it is designed for confusion and everything, because if you weren't confused, you know what to do. So it's a full assault on us, on our intellect, on our emotional scale, and it is intentional. Intentional. I mean, I always thought aliens must be running this planet because I couldn't see any human beings who would do this. But then I was pretty young at the time, and Dr. David Sylvestre taught me something about theory of mind. And that's where people realize that other people don't think like they do. And that's something that took me a long time. I always thought everybody thought like me, you know, that they'd all figure out all this stuff and everything. I couldn't figure out everything, mind you, okay? But I always had a good intention. I never wanted to hurt anybody or do any harm. And I thought everybody else was like that until I had some harm done to me. So then I just had to wise up and realize how to avoid that. And part of how to avoid that is you cannot read another person's mind and everything, but you can figure out the incentives. And when the incentives are to profit, then we are all parasites on each other in that way. You know, when you look at two businesses that do business with each other, okay, I love that image from the Zeitgeist where there's two businessmen shaking hands and they're both holding a baseball bat behind their back because they're looking to take advantage of each other, and unless of course one is trying to take over the other one, and then that's the game of Monopoly, which really, you know, doesn't serve us well either. So, you know, competition doesn't serve us well, and the monopoly doesn't serve us well, only because of the profit motive. You know, if they have total control over the resources, then they can charge what they want. And that's an idea here is that, you know, economics 101, supply and demand. If you can shrink the supply, and you're going to increase the demand, you're going to increase the price. So it's a profit motive again. And that means even if you were to want to deplete the fish in the oceans, you know, I mean, then you would make the price of fish go higher. If you want to deplete the world's oil supplies, as it's depleted, you profit more. And it's not serving us well. Not at all. So, but anyways, are we going to do this Rainbow Center thing?
Sounds a good idea to me.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do it, and we will have to decide. If you like the idea, though, about it's about money, we do have to show something about money. And, you know, and the one about the Canadian dollar is probably the best.
I think maybe
yeah.
talking about nautical maritime law in association with the Canadian monetary system and the arbitrary company like ESEC and Devrient, and how all that affects our economy. As an introduction, perhaps, and a catch title, because, like, you know, people care more about money than the economy.
Yeah.
Maybe a good approach.
That sounds like a good idea. How much time can we got 3 hours. So we got to decide how we want to allot those 3 hours.
Well, we got a lot of people here that are good with internet computers, so I mean, being able to piece together footage, you know, computers come with
And then
standard programs.
And then burning it onto a CD?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we could actually,
But we need to find out what they use at the theater to project their movies as well. We
Just
might
a
have
DVD.
to make a laser disc or something.
yeah,
or
just a DVD, that's all.
Okay.
You bring the DVD, they'll play it. And that works at all of them now. That's the way they're all, they'll play a DVD.
So I think that'd be a good intro, and then maybe work together, get another, you know, meeting for people who are very interested
Well,
and want to be involved in this. To
One of the things I wanted to know is that how can we promote this in the community? Like, what are some ideas here?
Same
Flyers
way,
are
yeah.
the basics, that's a good one. The flyers are
hit
good.
up grocery
Just like
stores
your
everywhere where
concert,
there's public bulletin boards that people
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah.
Like grocery stores have them. You know what I mean?
Now, we can do a poster, and if we can have it printed, they'll put it up at the Rainbow Rainbow, hey Mike, they'll put the poster up, at the Rainbow with the time and, the showing and everything. So we can get one of those there, that's always good.
Yep.
And, but, we need to design something, or we could use existing zeitgeist or poster, but I mean, I really would like to make a poster or say something, about, it's about money.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Just need to resize the image.
Yeah, so it's about money. And we can all have some input online too about that. And we will have to do some postering, some flyering and stuff like that. But at the same time too, if there's anybody can think of any kind of event that's going on or anything like that, like a comedy show or any of that kind of stuff where you could go up and make an announcement in front of a bunch of people. Any kind of event. It doesn't really matter. And, invite people. Sometimes all it takes is an invitation.
There's a lot of issues, major issues that a lot of people want to address. How would you organize it?
Well, organize what?
Well, like I said, there's a lot of issues. There's people mentioned the price of fuel, there's the price of groceries, there's everyday living.
Ah, I see.
There's so many
Okay,
issues.
yes, I understand. So the way we do that is we address the cause. There is a singular cause to all of it. Those are the symptoms of the cause. And I know that's what our problem is we're all chasing our tail going after the symptoms. You put one out here, another one pops up here, and that's basically why you hear me talk about, and I'm not saying that people don't go work and don't go do and participate in our society or any of that kind of stuff, but I'm saying be aware that when you are participating in our society, what it is you are participating in. And you are participating in, right now, a parasitic society where we are all trying to make a profit. And when you profit, there's a loss. So the oil companies right now are trying to make a profit. And by the way, that's built right into the laws of the land that they must make a profit as a corporation. The board of directors must make decisions that make the most amount of money as possible for the shareholders in the corporation.
And this is where the frustration comes in.
Yeah, no, but that is where the reality is in the gas prices. So we need to change that. So you don't deal with that. If you're going to deal with that, you got to deal with also how come we don't have cures for our health care. It's because it's illegal for any pharmaceutical corporation to cure themselves out of business. So we got to change that. We got to change that. I mean, it's silly that we have a financial system that when people have money, okay, they can put it out there and they can make money off of money, interest on their money, okay? Now, that's not productive. That creates nothing in our society, nothing. It's not producing anything, it's sucking out of the production.
It's taking food off my kids.
Yes, it is. It takes food off all of our tables and it also makes us work a lot harder. And it's a form of corruption. It's corruption. The Ponzi scheme idea, that's what it is.
There's a storm in the Gulf, they raise the price.
Exactly, and that's because they can. And that's what they're supposed to do based on the system that we have. I mean, this is the way it is, and we got to change it. That's why we're here. We're going to try and make a better world, but we're not going to do it by tackling the price of gas. You can't do that. You got to tackle what causes that gouging. And most of these aren't even real, meaning the reasons why they raise the price. They're perceived. It's a story they can tell the public so they get the chance to do it. And they're actually supposed to.
Like right now they're blaming it on Libya. Only
Yes,
2% of
but you
oil.
got to realize that the corporations are supposed to do that. They're supposed to. It's not an option. And I don't care if it's Libya or wherever the other conflicts are or anything like that. They're supposed to. If you were sitting on the board of directors and you did not do that, make those decisions to do that, okay? Then you could be charged with something called breach of trust because you are being trusted to make the decisions that make the most amount of money for the corporation and its shareholders. Wow. You don't even, and if you don't, then the corporation and shareholders can bring criminal charges against you called breach of trust. And you can go to jail for up to 10 years in Canada, 30 years in the States. Hey, and if that's not enough, they have another option that they can exercise. Even if they don't want to exercise the first one, they can do this. They can sue you personally for the decisions you did make that made less money than the ones you could have made, if they can be proven in court that there's a difference. So you could lose your personal wealth and go to jail, lose your personal freedoms, if you do not make the decisions that make the most amount of money as possible. So know that they're supposed to do that, take advantage of that. Those situations that are either created or perceived. Doesn't even matter if they're real, as long as it raises the price and they make more money. They're supposed to. Why do we think they're not? Why does anybody think they're not supposed to do that? Why? It's maybe because they don't understand that they're supposed to.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it right there.
So we gotta stop it. We gotta stop it.
Everyone thinks.
I mean, we can't do this. This is crazy. And then, and you know what? You came here as a good social, activist member. But when we go ahead and just don't know the cause of the problem, that's why I say it's so positive to see the problem. Because now you know the problem. You're not chasing the symptoms anymore. You're not wondering why there aren't any cures being discovered for any diseases. You know. Not a guess. Now you all know. Everybody here knows. They're not supposed to. That's what it is. We just think they are, but they're not. So what we think, our views, our opinions, they aren't real. They've been created for us, and we bought into them. All of us. That's sad. And that's why it's so hard for anybody to talk to anybody about this. They'll run away because they bought into it. And they don't want to face that they were wrong. That's an ego thing, okay? But you know what? If you just know what you know and always be prepared to know better, then you're never wrong. You just know better. So now we all know better. And it didn't even hurt our egos. None of us. And it doesn't have to hurt the others, but they're programmed to think that they're going to be wrong and it's going to hurt their ego. And the fact of the matter is I'm just a messenger, okay? Listen to my words. Forget the messenger. I know I've got emotions. I'm an animated guy. I mean, I care like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe how much I care. But the fact of the matter is my words are what people should be hearing, okay? Not me in their face or any of that kind of stuff, which I do. I get in everybody's face. I do, and I love it too. But the fact of the matter is that I do that to raise their emotional state because we are stimulus response animals. And we need to be stimulated, for crying out loud. I'm not joking. So I stimulate people, I make them feel uncomfortable. That's pretty much, and then some of them run away and never come back, but that's okay. Because they got something to think about. And they do, and that's all I can do. I love this, my favorite joke of all. My friend Dougie told me this. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? And I said, I couldn't believe it. It's only one. But the light bulb has to want to change. You cannot change another human being. That human being needs to want to change. And then you can help them when they want to change. You can guide them. But you can't make them change. Nobody. And when I am making people feel uncomfortable, I'm not trying to make them change. I'm just trying to make them feel uncomfortable. So, and then that makes their awareness go up because they're uncomfortable. It's something different. Maybe they can understand something different. So anyways, if I've offended anybody by being in your face?
Not at all, Dave.
That's awesome. That's it. That's it.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you very much, Dave.
Hi, my name is Alex Hackberry. I just want to add a little more onto what Dave said earlier. A lot of people here are kind of, older, and you'd expect, 30, 40-year-olds to care about the world, but I'm 19, and I'm not going to stand by and let the world continue to be corrupted. I've lived my life in this, and everyone my age we've seemed to be just fed into this profit motive, and I used to be, let's make a profit, and that's all I cared about. That's how I was raised up. But I know I can't be the only one. Everyone out there, just come together. It doesn't matter if you're 12, 13. If you care about the world, then do it. You can do it. It doesn't matter your age. Get a couple people together. Talk to your mom and dad, your cousins. A lot of people are going to look at you and say, oh, you're crazy, you're nuts. But It doesn't matter. If you have 1 million people say no and 10 people say yes, those 10 people can easily do a lot more.
Thanks, guys.
It's just that kind of snowball effect that we all have to aim for. This World Public Union started last week. We have things in many countries now. Like, it's spreading. Get part of this movement. This is it. This is what's going to change the world. And we got to come together because, like Dave said, this isn't a rental car. We have one planet. We have one thing. We can't just continue to put toxins in the environment, into our bodies. The human genome itself, 120 years. Why are we living to 80? Why are we living to 70? Explain this to me, please. We've got, right in Sudbury, we're trying to ban the fluoride in the water. It's ridiculous. Like, it reduces IQ. There's been studies, even over the course of a few weeks, it'll slowly decrease your ability to function. So, you can do it. Just keep trying, and yeah, that's all I have to say.
Paul, one of the residents there from the Lakers, and I was wondering if anybody wants to pitch in the pot to help raise funds for the theater idea. I don't know, myself there, I'm throwing 100 in, and enough of us pitch in a little, and basically raise up enough funds to
It's 300 total to rent the theater out to watch the Zeitgeist, and he said he'd pitch in 100, Dave said he'd pitch in 100, I'd pitch in money myself.
There's gotta be a way to get
If five people here have $20, then the theater's paid for, and we can watch it.
The big thing is we're the poorest segment of the population trying to change things, but you know what? If there's enough of us throwing in a little bit of money,
We can
we
change
have a
things.
fighting chance.
So let's change things.
Definitely.
Let's pitch in. I've got $20.